What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man?
How are ya? Here we are.
This time we're recording.
I guess we're doing this.
Doing it.
It's officially a thing.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
So on.
Yeah.
Should we tell the story of what happened last time?
Wait a second.
What?
We didn't agree on this, did we? Are we wearing the same colors here? I just realized that.
Yeah, it just happened.
The reason is I got my AD, bobblehead shirt over here. Got the Lake cap on because obviously we're Lakers fans. And yeah, wanted to get into Lakers a little bit, but how about an introduction?
Go
first?
For it,
yeah. All right. So where is that? Right there, Hoser. It says Hoser. Yeah. So obviously Lakers fan, but sports fan all around. Baseball. Basketball is my first love, and football. Love me some football too. But yeah, I mean, you and I, we've been sports fans for a long time. Actually, that's how we met, was playing sports.
Yeah.
And yeah, and similar interests, which is basically that, and then video games, movies, things like that. That sort of started up the friendship, if you will. But yeah, what are some of your interests, man?
Yeah, the same things, man. Basketball. We met on the basketball team in high school. Lakers. We've been Lakers fans for a long time. Football. Movies, of course. I review movies.
Yeah, you're a big Chargers fan.
Oh yeah, huge Chargers fan, season ticket holder.
Yeah.
With my family.
Rams over here.
Yeah, Rams over there. Training camp's coming up, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, you got to be happy they're a little closer to you now.
Oh, I love it, man. San Diego is far. I've been season ticket holder since 2015.
That's a good drive.
It is, man. LA is a lot closer to Orange County, so.
It feels weird though, man. I kind of like them in San Diego.
Yeah,
it feels weird, a little strange.
It is, but the fan base was dying out in San Diego. They stopped caring about them over there.
Yeah, it seemed like the city just didn't care overall. Like there was something strange going on there, and it was time to move.
Yeah.
They thought about building or maybe building a stadium, right? Or no? Did they even think of that?
They put a proposal up for San Diego, and they voted against it. They didn't want to have to pay for it. The taxpayers.
They didn't want to do it. Yeah. So it's closer for you then, at least.
Yeah.
They play in the same place as the Rams,
Yeah.
But
so fun.
But yeah, exactly. Great place, by the way.
Oh, that's most amazing stadium I've ever been to, man.
Yeah, and you've only been to 2, so.
I've been to a few more.
Yeah, no, it really is great though.
We were in that little StubHub the Chargers were, man. Did you ever go?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Did you ever go to a game at StubHub?
I did not go to one there. No, I actually forgot about that. That's right. They did play there for a bit.
Yeah, that was different, man. Seeing NFL football games in such a tiny place.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I mean,
did it get packed?
It was always packed, yeah, because it
was okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, no, I never got to go to one. It would have been cool, I guess. It just didn't happen. But I bet a lot of fans, were going to see the other team also, whatever team was showing up.
Oh yeah, that's California. You got a lot of transplants, or even just people, flying down for vacation. You get a good deal on a ticket.
Just check it out. Something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think we should get a little bit into why we're even doing this right now.
Let's do it.
It's kind of a funny story, really. So I sent you a text one day, and I said, "Hey, man, we should do a podcast." And what did you do almost immediately?
I bought a microphone.
You went out, which seems like within the hour, and you bought a microphone. And you text me back and said, "Hey, I got a mic." And I went, "Dude, no, just kidding, just kidding." Because it was sort of a joke. But I mean, I said it because I kind of wanted to do it, but it was honestly, it was more of a joke than it was, let's really do this. But you were serious.
I thought you were probably joking, but I thought about it. I'm like, man, that's a good idea. Like, it's the pandemic right now. Nothing's happening. Like,
It was during the pandemic. That's right. Yeah. And so at some point we said, you know what, let's just do it. It'll be just, a couple buddies talking. It could be about anything. It could be sports. It could be, anything really.
Yeah.
And so here we are. We're doing it.
Yeah, man.
Some of the interests also that you have that you forgot to mention, that you forgot you were interested in, were things. No, I'm just messing around. But the one similar interest that we had was, besides the Lakers, was video games. It's something that we both did as kids.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, recently you mentioned of a system that I never even heard of.
Yeah, Sega Master System. It was like the competition to the original NES, but it was a little more. The gameplay was a little more like arcade. The graphics obviously weren't as good as the arcade, but like Double Dragon, it was like the arcade port of the game more than NES was.
Yep. Yeah, that's what you were mentioning, and that was a great game, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
Both of them, the arcade game and the one on the system, the NES.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the one you're talking about. I never played it, but I imagine it was pretty cool.
It was awesome. It was just like the arcade, just the graphics weren't as good.
Except for the graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, some great games, man. Growing up from, obviously just Mario Brothers. I mean, Super Mario Brothers. That's the one I think that did it for me. I played before that some Atari, whether it was Pac-Man or whatever it was. But when Super Mario Brothers hit, that's what did it for me. I was like, oh, I want to do more of this.
Yeah. Took it to a whole another level. I mean, for our whole generation, man.
Right. Right. Yeah, that was good. And it came with Duck Hunt. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Came together with Duck Hunt, another cool game. It was like the first time you could shoot at the TV and it worked. It was like, wow, it was pretty amazing.
Although Sega came with also it was called Safari Hunt.
Is this the one you're talking about, or the actual
the Sega Master System?
Okay.
Safari Hunt in it, and that was also a better version, I thought, of Duck Hunt.
Oh, really? I gotta look it up. There's gotta be something on YouTube there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
There has to be something. That's interesting. But yeah, Lakers, man. That was the first love as far, when it came to sports. And honestly, it started with Michael Jordan. It even started with the Lakers, really.
Yeah.
Did you feel the same?
I felt the same, man. You couldn't help but hear about Michael Jordan. He was
right.
It's like, man, this guy's changing the game. We gotta check him out. Like.
Exactly. Even at that time, we were kids, no social media, none of that, but we were hearing about him constantly.
Yeah.
And so it was like, well, who is this guy? And, we got to check him out. And then, I mean, that was my favorite player for forever, for a long time.
too, man.
And remember having cable back then and having that Chicago channel
Yeah.
and
You
being
watch,
able to watch those games.
yeah. Every Chicago Bull home game. So yeah.
Yes.
So
Yep.
you get into the team, man. You root for him
Right.
because he was doing stuff you had never seen before. So it's like, wow, man.
Exactly. Exactly. And then we wanted to play it too. I mean, we were playing. Obviously, I mean, I'm assuming you were playing from a young age too, right? In school,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. At school, I think I started really getting into basketball around uh, fifth grade. I figured out like I could shoot the ball. I had a strange shot. I taught myself, but I figured out I could shoot.
How strange! Like Manute Bol strange.
Nah, man.
Not quite that bad.
I've heard. I mean, I don't watch myself play, but I've heard Sean Marion.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah. What do you think, man?
Sean Marion. I don't know. You know what? I've never. I don't know that I've really seen your shot, Ben. It's kind of like this guy or that guy. But you said you had a weird shot as a kid. I mean, I don't know that you really had a weird shot
No,
as an adult, really. Do you
no.
feel you have a weird shot still?
I thought I did. Some people said, "Hey, what's his shot?" I don't know. So I thought,
Maybe it's a little different, but I don't know. I don't think it's a weird one.
all right.
Yeah, I've seen some. I've seen some weird jump shots, man. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
not
I don't
it's
know.
not Manute Bull, with
No,
it.
no, no. It's
He
not
was
on that. Yeah, it's not on that level, man. Yeah. Hey, weird or not, it's still a good shot, man. You had a good shot.
Hey, that's all I could do, man. I'd have something I could do, man.
You had the old man game before you needed to develop an old man game,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. And then hey, it never changed. I'm an old man now. It hasn't changed.
Perfect. Well, I started, I think, really playing in probably like third grade. I think I started getting into it, but really it was just kind of playing everything like kickball and handball, football, baseball. Played in the baseball team in elementary school. Um, really enjoyed playing baseball. Just never did it in high school. Never did football in high school, which actually I enjoyed also, but it was just basketball. That was it. I want to just like put all my time towards that. And did you ever play any other sports?
Yeah. I mean, my first sport I played was t-ball. My parents put me in
Okay.
t-ball. I I really I
You didn't
hated it.
like it?
I hated it. 'Cause
How come?
I was just a little kid. I sucked. I didn't know what I was doing. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really have too much help, and just like, hey, I suck at this. I don't want to do it anymore.
That's funny that at that age you knew you were just not good at it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's hilarious, man. Um, well, listen, let's get into a little bit of these Lakers, man,
Still it.
because it was, you know what? Overall, it was, I guess, a good season.
Yeah, but what about that start, man? What did you think about him when the season started?
I have no idea why, because the first half was terrible, and so I didn't really want to. I'll be honest, I didn't really sit through a lot of those games. I would watch them here and there, um, but I'm like, this is just bad, And then after the All-Star break, they really seemed to get it together.
Yeah, well,
Um,
they made some trades.
yeah, they made some trades, right? And then, yeah, they really picked it up. So what do you think was wrong that first half?
I'm I'm gonna tell you, man. It was Russell.
Besides the coach, okay? Because I know you have a lot to say about the coach.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the coach.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not terrible, but for a team like the Lakers who are always trying to win a championship, you got a rookie who doesn't have a lot of experience as a coach. Uh,
Right.
you know, you need someone like we already had before. We fired a guy, Frank Vogel, who won us the title. And we got
Right.
rid of him because he couldn't get us to win with Russell Westbrook. But I put it on
Westbrook,
Westbrook.
man.
I put it on him, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't a good fit. He's a great player. He won MVP before. He had all those triple doubles. But
Yes.
I think as far as winning, he doesn't do everything you need to do. He's on defense. Yeah, I'd watch him closely on defense, man. He'd sag back on shooters. He'd give him 4 feet. The guy hit a three just right down there. Russ didn't care. And on defense too,
It
he was
appeared that way.
roaming. What?
It appeared that way that he didn't care much.
It did. He'd roam around aimlessly, like it felt like it was
Yeah.
4-on-5 out there on defense a lot of the times. Yeah, unless he saw opportunity for a steal for his stats. Uh,
Yeah, and you would think, a guy like that who um ha- has really already hit those stats, I think that you need, I guess. I don't know if he was really going for stats when he was doing all those, he was getting all those triple doubles. You would
yeah,
think that maybe now it would be more of let's win.
yeah,
What do I need to do to help you guys win? Even if it's like a little extra effort maybe on defense. I mean, he was a star there for a long time, but just that defense was no good. And the jump shot wasn't the best.
no, yeah, a lot of bricks. Yeah, and the decision making, man, the turnovers, like sloppy turnovers, like throw it, 5 feet out of bounds away from anybody else. It's like you couldn't trust
Yeah.
him in critical moments. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Even or at the end of the game. Who would you have liked to have seen in there instead of him?
uh, Rondo, Rondo was there when we won the title. He's a reliable point
He
guard.
is reliable.
Yeah, great passer. He developed a 3 point
Hmm.
shot. Uh,
Decision making, right?
yeah, great decision maker.
Yeah, he's
What?
not gonna do what Russell would do as far as getting to the rim.
No, yeah,
He could do it a little differently, but he's not gonna score like he does under there. So you kind of lose a little bit of that, but he's not gonna really turn it over like Russ did.
yeah. And Russ was getting older, so he couldn't get to the rim, as much as he did when he was younger.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly dunking on everyone anymore.
No, it come in spurts. Like when
Yeah,
you're older, like us, you can't you can't do everything consistently like you
we
used to
have a
do.
good moment here and there,
Yeah, yeah,
no matter what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly, man. So he would be the one you think that would have been the better choice there at the end, like in end of the game,
Yeah.
was to
But
have him.
but
Okay.
Russ was getting the big money. He was getting almost $40 million a season, taking a third of our payroll up. So I think they felt like they had to play him.
Yeah, exactly. And have you been watching any of
I
those summer
have.
games going on? You
I
have.
have.
Okay. I honestly, I don't watch. We've talked about this before. Like as much as we love the game, we don't watch college.
No.
you know and so
Yeah.
these guys coming up, I never know who they are because I just don't really follow it like that, and like call myself a big sports fan, but I don't. Football, baseball, I just don't really care. I don't really care about college. Once they get here, I'll check them out and then I go from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what about the summer league? You see anybody that looks like they can really make it?
Yeah. There's a few guys, man. Uh, there was a guy who came out of nowhere who really stood out to me. Colin Castleton, this white dude, a center. He's got a really nice touch, man. There's been
Nope.
a few games. Yeah, nobody's heard of
No
this guy.
idea.
But he's already had like I think 3 or 4 20+ point games for us. Like he's got a
Okay.
really soft touch. Like kind of reminds me of Tim Duncan. Like how he can just put these little floaters up, and he uses angles to make shots. But obviously he's not going to be as good as Duncan. But
Right, right.
he
No,
has
yeah,
some
Duncan was
potential.
great.
Yeah, he was one of the all-time greats. But this kid has potential, man. Yeah, I think everyone who's watched Summer League can see this guy's potential. And then there's also Max Christie, his second year with the Lakers. Looks like he's really taking a step forward, like Austin Reeves
Ooh,
did for
Reeves.
us. Yeah,
Man,
Reeves. Yeah, man, he
what a
became a
player.
star for us.
Yeah,
And
what a
Christie,
player.
yeah, man. And Christie, he looks like he's stepping up in summer league, man. He looks like he's really able to show off his offensive game now. He's been a good defender. He's got long arms. I think he's like 6'6", but he's starting to shoot really well. I think he's going to be a big part of this team next season. And
How do you think they'll do next season, man?
I I think they're going to do a lot better because they're not going to have that crazy start that they had with Westbrook. They started off 2-10. You know,
Right.
they were in 13th place for most of the year until they made those trades. So it was a really rough start. They had no chemistry, but now they brought a lot of those guys back who helped them so much last year, adding a few more young guys who can help them out. Uh,
Hopefully some
Austin.
shooting.
Yeah, yeah, still not enough shooting, man.
No.
Uh, Summer League's got we got a guy Cole Swider, great shooter, man. But in the broadcast, they keep saying, "Oh, this guy's a tweener." I don't know if he's gonna have the size to be in the NBA.
Oh,
But I don't know. He's like 6'7", something like that.
okay.
He,
So it's a good height.
good height, but we need to give him a shot. I mean, we need shooters. So
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I was surprised that they got as far as they got after seeing that first half and how it went. Um,
it's incredible,
but you
man.
know what? Once it got to the playoffs and they started winning some games, I was like, you know what? I'm in. I believe I'm in.
Yeah,
It's like I think they could. I think they could do this.
yeah.
Did you feel the same way at all through the playoffs? Did you think they could do it, or did you ever had a doubt?
I had hope. I felt like
Hmm.
they could go far, but because because of the coach, I kind of felt like we weren't going to go all the
Ah,
way.
yes, the
Yeah,
coach.
I didn't I didn't think he had enough experience. Like and it showed in the Western Conference Finals against Denver. Jamal Murray, their point guard, got scorching hot.
God, what a player!
What a player! And he scores 45 points. Not once do we try to double team him. You know, it was
Right.
kind of weird. Like it's just like let him score. We're not going to do anything about it. Yeah, I just wanted to see us even try different things. Try putting Malik Beasley in with
Maybe I was gonna
one of
say
the
maybe
few
a different
guys.
player on him. Right.
Well, no, just for the offense, man, because
Mm.
that guy was a really streaky shooter. Like, let him see
Hmm.
if he can get in the zone, hit some threes for us.
Yeah. Yeah. You didn't like the coach's moves there towards the end.
No,
Not even the. You were saying you didn't like his. What was it when he switched off players or what? It was something you didn't like that he wasn't doing very well. That you didn't think he did very well
uh,
as far as
yeah,
coaching went.
just try
Situational.
situational. Just try different things. Put in 7'4" Mo Bamba. Try to
Hmm.
put him in with AD together and double the Joker and see what happens.
Freaking Joker, man.
Yeah, Joker killed us, man. He had
Oh
those,
man, you killed us.
and he was hitting crazy step back threes.
This guy was falling backwards and hitting shots. It was incredible.
Yeah,
I don't know how he does it under the basket, man. The guy doesn't jump and he just
yeah,
like outsmarts everyone.
yeah.
He makes his baskets. He makes, uh, great passes too.
Oh
Really
yeah,
good passer.
great passer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I felt like they had a shot. I started to really believe, and then, yeah, not so much against Denver.
but
Not so much at that point.
but we beat them in 2020. You know, with Frank Vogel as our coach. You know, we beat them in the playoffs and won the championship. But I, yeah, I know different teams. You know, they a few
Right.
different players here and there, but we knew what it took to beat them. You know, it just seemed like our coach this year didn't know what it took. You know.
Yeah. Exactly. Um. Anything else you want to bring up as far as the Lakers go?
Yeah, I mean, we touched on Austin Reeves. That guy's a
Oh yeah.
star, man. He
You know what? I want to, before I forget, because you brought him up. Um. So, what are you hearing about Lillard? Anything?
Lillard. I know he says he only wants to go to the Miami Heat. He's saying that's the only place he wants to go.
Okay, because I read something somewhere that if the Lakers even had a shot, that Reeves would be one of those that had to go.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, I love Lillard. He makes huge shots.
Another great player, yeah.
Yeah, but he's getting older now. He's getting up there. Reeves is young, man. He's a star on the rise. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a tough one. Because then they would have to give up stuff too, like future picks and
Yeah.
probably even going into like 27 and 28, like 2027, 2028. Who knows? I
Yeah.
think it would take a bit to get him over here,
Yeah.
including, giving up Reeves.
Yeah.
But
A lot of fans would be upset if Reeves left, man.
you think so? You think they'd be upset and not happy that Lillard's here?
Oh, they'd be happy Lillard's here, but the love for Reeves right now, man.
Yeah, it's
Hillbilly
huge.
Kobe, they call him. Hillbilly.
Hey, he
I,
hit some big shots.
he does, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I wore his jersey to crypto, you know, for some
What?
games.
He has a jersey?
He's got a jersey, yeah.
Or did you make one up? Did you go to the local store and get it done?
No, they got one, man. But
Ah, cool.
I just had all these people shouting out to me, "Hey, Hillbilly Kobe, man," because they love him already, man. He's a fan favorite already because he hits
He
big
is.
shots. He's a
Yeah.
smart player. He knows how to draw fouls better than anyone on our team, including LeBron, man. He gets players to jump up and hit them. You know, really smart at that.
Yeah, he definitely goes to the line quite a bit, and then also plays hard,
Yeah,
which is what we were talking about with Russ. Just effort.
yeah,
Just try a little harder, even if you get beat on defense every time.
Yeah,
Don't just stand in between two guys and watch.
yeah. Which is a funny thing to kind of say about Russ because his reputation's always, oh he plays so hard, but it seems like only on the
On
offensive.
offense.
At
Yeah.
least with the Lakers, man. I don't know about before,
Yeah, exactly, man. Listen, I want to bring up another interest of yours because it's a big one.
Yeah.
Comic-Con,
Yeah.
comics, movies,
Oh yeah.
TV shows, all that stuff, I mean, obviously you write,
Yeah.
who mention who you write for and what it is that you do exactly.
Yeah, I write for Friends of Comic Cons and Film Threat. I do movie reviews. I go to different Comic Cons and write about what happens there. I do interviews sometimes. Interview some celebrities who, not the biggest celebrities, but whatever.
Hey, you almost got Jeannie Buss once.
I almost got Jeannie Buss. Yeah,
right?
They told me I was going to interview her, and then the night before, it's like, oh no, she's not doing any interviews now. But
sorry.
Yeah, I think I read later that it was around the time her mother passed away. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, okay, I can understand. I still got to meet her though. That was cool. Got to meet her.
Oh yeah, I saw some pictures you put up.
Yeah, but it would have been cool to
Oh
interview
man,
her.
that
Almost
would have been
interview
cool.
almost interviewed Jamie Lee Curtis twice, man. I was supposed to interview her at a film festival, and yeah, some some kids stole my interview.
Oh no.
Yeah, but and then I was supposed to interview her at this Comic Con, and then the strike happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I haven't been to Comic Con in a few years now. Actually, well, obviously I had my pass for 2020, I guess it was when pandemic hit.
Yeah,
Then it was the following year it was not back yet, right?
no,
I think
they did like
it
a
was canceled.
small. Yeah, it was canceled the following year, and then they did a small special edition one in November that wasn't like the real thing, but yeah,
And that was 21.
I think it was 21.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so last year it came back, right?
came back. Yeah,
Like full force.
full force, tons of fun, man.
Hall
I
H and the whole deal.
Hall H. I interviewed Casper Van Dien there from Starship Troopers.
Cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. And I know you also obviously on your YouTube you're gonna have some information about that too, about your interviews or about just Comic Con, maybe some tips, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I got a ton of tips, man. I've been going for so long. Um,
Right.
Whether it's trying to get a badge or doing anything there, man, it's really good if you get a group going. Like try to find other people who are going there. Get a group together. You know, if there's something big in Hall H, you guys can wait in line together. Or if you're trying to buy badges for the next year, you can do buying groups where everybody helps each other to buy badges, man. That's a big thing just to be able to go.
Right. I think that next time we get on together, I think we should talk about some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, you have a video up already that's with some good stuff. But I think we can talk about some of our experiences and then some of the times that we've been there together.
Yeah.
And just like you mentioned, I remember just walking by and just then yeah, you just meet random people. Like we
Yeah.
met these random people that were in line, and the next thing you know, we're cutting in line.
Well,
And
hey, I wouldn't say cutting it. Like people get pissed about that.
we cut. We cut in line. But
But
I mean, it's a that's a process. It's not just you show up and you just walk into the hall and you start watching these previews. I
no,
mean, it's a process, and so I think, yeah, I mean, I think we can get into something like that next time. And like I said, some because I've been there a few times and it's been fun.
yeah.
Um, but it's also it can be a little tiring.
Oh yeah, it's madness, man.
It's madness.
It goes all day and all night, and if you don't know what you're doing, man, you can just get lost.
Yeah, and so the reason I brought that up is because when the times that I went with you, I would post on Instagram in stories, and then people would message me and go, "I've thought of going, but I don't even know how to even really begin or how does it work." And then I see people that go to these previews. Is that the same as looking at comics and all this other stuff? And so I think, you have a lot of info. You can explain a lot of that, and I can just give some things here and there, some pointers, because I've not been as much as you have, but I think that would be fun.
Yeah, definitely, man. Countless stories, man. Countless tips on things to do. Yeah, yeah. We can talk a lot about that, man.
Yeah, I would give us one. Can I ask? Can you give us one story real quick? It was the Star Wars one.
The Star Wars one.
Yeah, there was this. You guys were like, I think
Everybody.
you were in Hall H.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you
yeah. So
remember?
yeah, for yeah, we had to camp out for the Force Awakens panel. It was the first Star Wars movie in a while, and they brought all the old people back, all the old cast. So they were in there for Hall H. Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, all the big stars. So they did a
Very
panel
cool.
for that, and that was really cool. And then they surprised everyone in Hall H, said,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, we're gonna take you guys over for this crazy special party over in the Bay." They're like, they took us all over there. They had a full orchestra playing all the music. They had these giant screens. They brought the cast all over there. They gave us all these huge lightsabers. They did
Amazing.
this the most amazing fireworks show I've ever seen. And then by the end of it all, like it was so crazy. All the fans were just chanting, "Thank you, thank you, thank you!" Like
That's awesome, man.
it
That's
was,
good
man.
stuff, man. That's good stuff. And you know, the reason I wanted you to tell that one is because once we get into it next time,
Yeah,
once you're in Hall H, you don't really leave it. I mean, you
no,
could leave,
you
but
can.
you're not walking out as a group. Like that's a huge surprise
Yeah,
for something like that to happen.
yeah, and
So that's awesome, man.
yeah, man. And it happened one other time. I can tell you about next time. But yeah,
All right,
yeah.
for sure. So we're gonna end with this, man.
All right.
You say this almost daily. In fact, you've been quoted as saying LeBron is better than Kobe.
Hey, man.
Please
No, no,
explain yourself.
no. Uh, I'm saying LeBron is the greatest all around player of all time. Like, you know, you need someone who can score, pass, get rebounds, do everything. You know, LeBron.
Kobe's our guy, man.
Kobe's our guy, man.
No, I'm just, I'm just messing with you. I understand what you're saying, and for him to get hate like he does is pretty wild. I know. I mean, I kind of understand it, right? You had the decision, a couple other things people don't like, and I can see why people dislike him. But
Yeah,
the part that I don't understand is still disliking him once he's on your team.
yeah, like
You
Laker
know?
fans to this day, like yelling at him at the game, saying, you're not as good as Kobe. Like, what is that, man? Like,
Yeah, yeah, I don't understand that.
yeah, it's like they feel threatened that oh, some people might say he's better than Kobe or something.
Yeah, well, you just did.
Hey,
You are who are they talking about in there?
hey,
No, but like I said, I understand you.
yeah, hey, yeah. If you need a last second shot, Kobe's your guy, man.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. When LeBron gets it last second, I'm not so much concerned. He's still a great player, and he can hit a great shot at any time. So I'm not too worried. But yeah, if I were to choose that, it's Kobe all day, man.
Yeah,
You knew it was going to him, and you still felt like this guy's gonna hit it. No
yeah.
matter what, he's gonna win it right now. You know,
Just,
you just
just
felt that way,
yeah. It was just like Michael Jordan. Same thing with
just
Michael
like
Jordan,
Michael.
and
Same.
and that was his idol. That was Kobe's idol. He and he was the closest anyone's ever come to Jordan. So
Yeah, killers, man, just killers.
yeah,
I think that's one of LeBron. I think that's one of the things people would say is that he just didn't have that instinct in him to really finish it.
people
What do
say
you
that,
think?
but then I mean, go back and look at how many game winners he's had.
Yeah,
It's crazy. He's had a lot of, even in the playoffs. He's had some crazy game winning shots. People seem to forget about it just because they hate him or something. I don't know.
people are just gonna hate, and you know, it brings up a good talk, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? It's just to talk and who's the goat and who's this and why we hate him and he flops and he flops
Oh,
a little bit, man.
he does. Oh yeah, one other story. We're talking about players and hate and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My my wife wanted to name our son Isiah. I just
Oh
couldn't do it,
no.
man. I couldn't do it because of Isaiah Thomas.
No, 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 no.
And she had no idea what I was talking about. Like, because of a basketball player? Are you kidding me?
She just doesn't understand. Did you show her anything? Did you be like, look, this is why?
I did. Eventually, I showed her some of the old Bad Boys
Ah,
videos,
yes.
and you see them beating up people. She goes, "Oh, okay, I get it. He's a bully."
He's a bully.
I can't do that, man. I can't name my son that.
No Isaiahs, no Larrys, no none
No,
of that.
Larry's. Yeah,
No,
no.
it's not happening. Well, man, listen, it was fun. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, man. Let's do it again. Let's get into Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Let's, you know, don't don't forget everybody to subscribe and hit the like button, so you can see
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
thank you to all three of you. We really appreciate you. No, we
yeah.
really do.
Hey, you got to start somewhere, man.
Absolutely. And again, we just really wanted to do it, because it was a good time, even though we don't live that far from each other. I mean, we don't hang out like we used to. We used to go to a lot of games. We used to obviously play. So we were together quite a bit. But things happen. I got my things going on. You have your family. You have a son
Yeah,
and your wife. And so, you know, we get together, but it's not like we used to. So we don't talk as often. And so I thought this would be a good way to just kind of connect, really.
yeah, man. It's fun, man.
Absolutely, bro. Well, I think that's it. We'll get into the next one here shortly.
All right. See everybody later, man. Peace out.
Later.